I'm talking about fighters. There's one fighter. I've already told you. I've already professed my love for this woman. And I'm in love with her. There's absolutely no question. I am in love with Jasmine Crockett. And she was asked today, very simple question about Elon Musk. And if you've seen this clip, then you have the pleasure of being able to watch it again. If you have not seen the clip, it is definitely worth it. It's only a few seconds long, but this is the kind of fucking attitude that I want to see from every Democrat moving forward. Joking time is over. Being nice is over. Playing by the rules is over, because they're clearly not playing by the rules. They don't give a fuck about the rules. In fact, they're taking the rules, they are pissing on them, and they're going to rewrite their own rules. Jasmine Crockett, if it's up to her, because it appears as if Jasmine Crockett's basically taken this on her own shoulders, and she is basically saying, okay, you guys can sit there and try to map this out all you want to. I'm going to take this on my own. Here's Jasmine Crockett when she's asked about Elon Musk.
You could speak directly to Elon Musk. What would you say?
Fuck off.
That's it.
That is exactly, literally, the only answer that President Elon Musk deserves. Fuck off. We're not going to be intimidated by you. You're not going to sit there and you're not going to dictate what's going to happen to the Americans in this country. Fucking guy wasn't even born here. And you're going to tell me he's in charge of what's happening to this country? That's insane. And Donald Trump is happy to let him do it. I am stunned. There was a part of me saying, Donald Trump's never going to let this happen. I mean, at some point, the ego is going to get to him. But as I started to think about it more, and I heard other opinions on this, I kind of tend to agree. Now, I have no proof of this, and I'm not trying to tell everybody that this is 100% factual, and there may be no truth to it whatsoever. And I'm okay with using those caveats where the right will just go ahead and say it, not even care if it's true or not true. They'll just go ahead and say it and let people think whatever the fuck they want. But there's reason to believe that Elon Musk may be behind putting in the multi-millions of dollars in the scam crypto coin that Donald Trump started for him and his dumb wife. And now, because of those millions of dollars that are in this stupid coin, Donald Trump has made billions of dollars off it, and so is Melania. And Elon has Trump by the balls. First of all, we already know how much money he spent in this last election to get him elected. $250 million of his own money, which again is absurd that we allowed that kind of money in any of our elections, especially from somebody who wasn't even fucking born here. That's insane to me. $250 million was spent in this last election by one person. Don't even fucking bring up George Soros to me. George Soros didn't come anywhere close to spending $250 million on an election. And quite frankly, go ahead and bring up George Soros to me. I'm happy that you do it. Because if George Soros, let's say Kamala Harris won, and Kamala Harris put George Soros in charge of where we spend our money, you guys would lose your fucking minds. So this is where the hypocrisy comes in. I don't want to hear it, but here's the difference. Kamala Harris would never put George Soros in charge of where we put our money or how we spend our money in this country. It would be a bipartisan committee, just like Bill Clinton did. When people want to bring up Bill Clinton got rid of 300,000 federal employees, why is it any different? It's different because they did it over years. And they also put together a committee to put in front of Bill Clinton and say, this is what we came up with. This is how we think we should do it. And not only did Bill Clinton go, okay, but he said, okay, now let's put it in front of Congress, let them vote on it and see what they say. Congress voted on it overwhelmingly. 17 House members said no out of 435 House members. One senator said no out of the 50 senators. And that's how you do it. You do it through Congress, checks and balances, the same checks and balances that Dan Bongino was just laughing at you about, saying checks and balances. Get the fuck out of here with checks and balances. And this is the kind of country that you think it's okay to live in. So if you want to set that up and somehow Democrats win the next time and you put somebody fucking crazy in there who says, all right, this is the way you guys want to do it, fine, this is the way we'll fucking do it. I don't want that, by the way, as a Democrat. I would never want a Democrat to come in and say, this is how we run shit now. Fuck the Constitution. Fuck checks and balances. Because I don't have fealty towards one person. I don't even have fealty towards a party. Because if a party started doing that, I'd be like, I'm out. And that's why you see a lot of Republicans, real Republicans, say, I'm out. I don't deal with this nonsense. This is nonsense. This is not what the Constitution is. This is not what the founding fathers had in mind. And this is not America. This is, first of all, an oligarchy, and it is being run by somebody who literally just called himself a king. People have no idea what's about to happen in this country if they don't wake the fuck up, because it is coming. And it's going to come in a manner that even the people who vote for Donald Trump at some point are going to have to go, I held on as long as I could. I mean, I praised this guy. I laughed so much when he trolled the libs. It was so great. But fuck, I can't pay my bills anymore. Or my mom and dad have to move in with me because their Social Security has been cut so low that they can't afford anything anymore. Their medical bills are so high and so heavy, or my medical bills are so high and so heavy that I can't pay my bills anymore. My parents can't pay my bills anymore. There are going to be so many ways that Americans are going to be affected. And they are doing this because they want to make rich people richer. There's not one study about trickle-down economics, not one that has come out and said that it has worked for the American people. And especially now, you're out of your mind if you think trickle-down economics, you think that Elon Musk is going to cut government waste up the debt ceiling to $4.5 trillion, which, by the way, is going to put a monster debt over $3 trillion into our deficit. How is it not? If you're raising the debt ceiling and you're not even saving the amount that you're raising the debt ceiling, how does it not increase the deficit? And increasing the deficit is going to lead to inflation. Our inflation is going up, folks. So is unemployment. Unemployment's getting ready to go up. Consumer confidence is down. Inflation's going up. All this stuff. Where we are headed economically is not going to be good. It's just not. Interest rates are going nowhere. In fact, they might even go up a little bit more. They're starting to trend down a little bit right now. But once we start, the tariffs really start kicking in, and the aluminum tariffs, the steel tariffs that have been put in, the auto industry is going to be hurting. This state of Florida is already hurting. Number one inflation in the country. Insurance rates through the roof. You think they're going down under this administration? There's no fucking way. No chance. But all so you control liberals. I mean, that's one hell of a take, man. That is just one hell of a way to live life, because you're happy now that the 0.0000007137% of boys playing in trans sports can't happen anymore. Come on, man. It's not even really happening. But this is what you're excited about. You're excited that the phony and false narrative that immigrants are coming to this country and murdering and raping people left and right. You know what's funny? Every single person that I know, because I know personally, and pretty much everybody I know, knows somebody that was affected by the last pandemic that are no longer alive. Everybody. That was rampant. That actually happened. We all know somebody. Do we all know somebody that was raped and murdered by an immigrant? Nobody you know does. I don't. Nobody you know does. Literally nobody. But these are the things we're making into such a grand and big deal that you're voting on that. You also voted on the economy. You voted that Donald Trump was going to take care of egg prices, gas prices, interest rates, and food prices. Name one piece of legislation that they've even thought about passing to help that, which, by the way, you really can't pass legislation. They suckered you and fooled you into thinking that they can lower gas prices with a magic wand and interest rates. Well, he had interest rates low when he was president last time. When was that? Late 2020? What was going on in late 2020? There was a pandemic that was killing people and family members of people who voted for Donald Trump. That's why he didn't win the next election, because he handled it so horribly. But interest rates were low, but that wasn't because of Donald Trump. It was because of the pandemic. If interest rates ever get that low again, it's never going to be because of a president. It's going to be because really bad things are happening in this country. And it is stunning to me that people are more excited about getting angry about stuff that doesn't even exist. But you've been suckered into believing that Donald Trump is going to help fucking milk prices. Name one piece of legislation. Name one thing that they've even talked about lowering gas prices, interest rates, food prices. Name anything. Name any time that they've talked about it. But you know what they have done? They renamed the Gulf of fucking Mexico. You're excited about this? This is something that really actually excites you, that they renamed the Gulf of Mexico, which, by the way, doesn't even exist either. The United States of America doesn't own the Gulf of Mexico. They're not allowed to rename it. You fucking idiots. What makes you think that they're allowed to rename the Gulf of Mexico? International bodies have to get together in order to rename that. But nope. Doesn't matter. We trolled libs on this one. I don't even know how you trolled libs on that one, quite frankly. I don't give a fuck what you call the Gulf of Mexico. What? You think you're trolling me and people like me because they renamed the Gulf of Mexico? Okay. Great, you got us. Awesome. Anyway, let's get back to my girlfriend, Jasmine Crockett. I can't believe I went on that long because she's the superstar, not me. She's unbelievably good. And this was her on The View the other day. And she was basically straightening out somebody that said something stupid. I don't know exactly what it was, but it doesn't matter because when Jasmine Crockett speaks, this guy's fucking listening.
Do better at education. People don't understand, but you will understand when those hospitals in rural America start closing down even more. You will understand when you don't have your Social Security. You will understand when your Medicaid, your Medicare goes away. You will understand as planes continue to fall out of the sky. Soon you will understand why it's important to maybe have somebody that isn't loud and ridiculous, and maybe Sleepy Joe is what we wanted because we could at least sleep at night.
100%. 100%. First of all, Joe Biden's one of the best presidents we've ever had. You can give a fuck. You can sit here and try to argue with me of that all day, and I'll go toe-to-toe with you on that one. And you're going to find out that presidential historians at some point, I think they already have him at like number 14. But as time goes on, they're going to continue to move him up that list. And he certainly got a raw deal, but that's for another show. But that is Jasmine Crockett, who has basically right now taken on the attitude of the Democratic Party. And this is the exact attitude that I fucking love. This is the exact attitude that I want to see from now on from the Democratic Party. And if you don't have that attitude, it's okay to admit it and step right the fuck aside and get out of there. Hakeem Jeffries seemed like a great guy. You don't have that attitude. You're not strong enough to be in that position. I hope you become that person, because I always thought you were great. And I always thought that you had that strength. But right now, you're not meeting the moment. Jasmine Crockett is meeting the moment. There are others out there that are doing it. But she is all over the place. AOC is meeting the moment too, by the way. And by the way, you just see, it's the women who tend to be stronger than the men on this thing. Janet Mills, we just brought up. AOC, Jasmine Crockett. Men, where are you? Grow the fucking balls. Come on. And I'm not saying there aren't Democratic men that are out there doing it. Who is the gentleman? Maxwell Frost, here from the state of Florida. He's doing good. Jared Moskowitz, he'll have some balls. Eric Swalwell, he's good. And we need more of this attitude of people who are like, I'm not scared of you, Donald Trump, because Donald Trump's not a scary person. He's not smart enough to be scary. He's just so dumb. Like, you literally, he could say, you could, like, for a month, you could say bad shit about him for one straight month, and he'll say bad shit about you. All you have to do is walk in front of him one day and go, sir, I think you're actually great. And he'll completely change his mind about you. That's how stupid he is. And you know who else knows that? Vladimir Putin. But Vladimir Putin is, he's not a dictator, but Zelensky is. We're literally siding with Russia right now. Mind-blowing. Blows my fucking mind. I'll never understand that.